Penis.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Movie Magic Show for Wednesday, the 16th of June, 2021. I'm one of your hosts, Shane Bailey, joined by my wickedly talented cast. To my right, he loves his... Hang on. No, it's been too long. Hang on, let me think. Film filleting, TV show hating, vinyl collating, Mr. Movies Ben Stapleton.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Shane.
To his right, the dulcet tones in your headphones, here to engineer a sincere atmosphere, Terry Fear.
What's up?
And he loves his VR and shaking his hips like Shakira. Welcome to the era of Jason Mira. You got a bit too loud there. You cut it out at the end, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
How are you, Jace?
Oh, I'm warm.
I was about to say your hoodie looks very comfortable. And the dulcet tones, how are you, my friend?
Yeah, very well. My wife is not. She's a snotty, chesty, coffee congested mess, but Vicks Vapor Rub and honey lemon tea will get her right as rain in no time.
Good to know.
Very nice.
But I'm well.
Mr. Movies, how about you?
I'm feeling good. I'm glad that we can do a podcast.
Definitely, yes. It's been a while. If you're tuning in for the first time, this is the Movie Magic Show. Most Wednesdays at about 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, we chuckleheads get together to love, like, bash, and trash the latest the entertainment world has to offer. If you like the sound of that, you can subscribe here on Twitch. You can also follow us on Twitter at Movie Magic Show. We'll notify you each time we're going live and let you know what topics we're going to be discussing. Speaking of topics we're going to be discussing, as you can see at the bottom of the screen tonight, we will be reviewing Army of the Dead, which is one of the latest Netflix original action films to debut on the service. We'll also briefly touch upon Loki, which has started its season 1 run on Disney Plus as well. If you're here, please join us in chat. Give us your thoughts. Play along with some fantastic games. Those games are what we label our end games. We play them at the end of the show. We'll let you know what they are in just a moment. The first one is going to be guess the quote. I'm going to go to the dulcet tones of Terry Fear for movie quote number 1.
Movie quote number 1 is, to see the world, things dangerous to come to see behind walls, draw closer, to find each other and to feel. That is the purpose of life.
Deep. Very deep. I'm not sure. Do you know if I've seen this one?
You most definitely have. We all have.
Makes it more painful.
It's interesting.
Indeed.
All right, think about that one. And movie quote number 2 comes courtesy of yours truly. Here we go. The rifle is the first weapon you learn how to use because it lets you keep your distance from the client. The closer you get to being a pro, the closer you can get to the client. The knife, for example, is the last thing you learn.
I know that one.
That sounds familiar.
It's a good movie. I was just talking about that movie yesterday.
Oh, nice. There you go. And the other game we like to play is 6 Degrees. We give you 2 actors. You need to try and link them via movies they've starred alongside other actors in. So, for example, if you were trying to connect Samuel L. Jackson to Nicole Kidman, one solution would be Samuel L. starred in The Phantom Menace with Ewan McGregor, and Ewan McGregor was in Moulin Rouge with Nicole Kidman. That would be 2 degrees. Ben, give us our subject actors for this evening.
Speaking of games, Shane, I got you a notification that we went live and it says, what, gaming?
Oh, I need to change that on Twitch. Not gaming. Movies.
Not gaming. Movies. Tonight we shall connect Gillian Anderson and Tara Reid.
Oh,
I've got a feeling we're going to struggle on this one.
Gillian Anderson's from the X-Files, right?
Who's Gillian Anderson?
I asked the same question. I don't know. I've never seen the X-Files. Never seen it.
I knew the name. I couldn't put a face to it. That's because I was never an X-File fan.
Neither am I.
Never watched it. Anyway. Good evening, Ferox. How are you, man? Thank you for joining us. Alrighty, we'll play those end games at the end of the show. But before we get to the end, let's get to the beginning of the show with our first review. We're going to be reviewing Army of the Dead, which is the latest action film, zombie action film to grace Netflix. It is one of their originals, written and directed by Zack Snyder, who we know very well for a bunch of different action flicks, notably a lot of DC work with Man of Steel, 300, of course. Also written by Shay Hatton and Joby Harold. It stars Dave Bautista, who we love in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Ella Purnell, Ana de la Reguera, Sorry, Anna, for that. Hiroyuki Sanada, who we saw recently, actually, in Mortal Kombat. Garrett Dillahunt, Tig Notaro, who was in, actually, I recognize her from a movie I saw not long ago, which I actually enjoyed. I saw it quite late. That was Instant Family with Rose Byrne and Mark Wahlberg. Do you remember that, where they adopt three kids? Yeah. Great movie. Really enjoyed it. Instant Family, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Just add water.
The IMDb synopsis. Following a zombie outbreak in Las Vegas, a group of mercenaries take the ultimate gamble, venturing into the quarantine zone to pull off the greatest heist ever attempted. 5.8, the rating on IMDb, a Metacritic score of 57, and Jason and Terry guess the Rotten Tomatoes. Ben already knows it because I was mentioning it earlier before you guys joined. 40, you say?
I'm going to say mid-40s, like 44-ish.
Not certified, but still fresh at 68%.
Oh, wow.
Really?
The audience score, 75. That. So, most people gave this movie a thumbs up. Anyway, well, as we know, if you've been tuning into the Movie Magic Show for any amount of time, the Netflix originals are somewhat of hit and miss amongst ourselves. Mostly miss, let's say.
Mostly miss.
In fact, the one that always comes to mind as the key hit is Marriage Story, and then I completely blank on any other hits. So I'm going to say mostly miss. Ben, I'm going to go to you first, sir. How long ago did you see this one, and what did you think of this one?
I saw it this weeks ago because we were originally planning to do this on a show weeks ago, and so it has been a while since. So it's kind of fallen out of my head, but I do remember. I do remember that it lives up to.
This is gonna be good.
I do remember that it lives up to the Netflix intro sound.
I like it.
Incredible.
My favorite movie of the year. You know what though? I loved was the premise. That was such a cool idea for a film, for a story. There's zombie outbreak in Las Vegas. That's fine. That's not the fun part. The fun part is the whole city is now quarantined. No one's going in or out. So what about all the money that's in there?
In the casinos.
Let's get in there and get that money, That was so good. I was like, man, what a premise. And then it's all just downhill from
It's like a great idea.
It's the gift that stops giving right there and then gives no more gift. This is the movie where it's like, let's play name the Chekhov's guns that should have gone off but didn't. Like the seeds that they planted, which would have been like, I can't wait. And then they never fucking did anything with it.
Yeah.
My favorite one is the one where they go in. It's been like a year or something, right? So these zombies have been rotting out in the sun or whatever, and so they're in piles of.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're about to say.
They're in piles of dried prune carcasses of dead zombies, like they're just dead. There's nothing to it. And then the mole lady, what's her name?
The coyote.
Coyote, that's one. She was the mole because she went in she keeps funneling people in to empty slot machines and look around or something like that. She's their ticket in, even though it's just like this tunnel through, and it doesn't matter. She says, don't get too close or something. If it rains, they reanimate for a short while, and it's pretty gross or something like that. And I was like,
yeah, that's gonna be great.
Doesn't rain.
Yeah.
So that was one where they just go like, there's this cool thing you're never going to be able to see. Another one was one of the guys has this really inefficient weapon, the Jaws of Life thing, where you see him at the really cool.
What? No, it's just a concrete saw. It's an industrial concrete saw. The Jaws of Life is like a hydraulic.
Oh yeah, it's like a claw. Yeah, so he's got this humongous saw. It's like the blade is like a family-sized pizza, and he's hacking things to bits in the start of like the the classic Snyder opening. What would we call that thing?
Well, to me, it was more like
montage.
it was a discount version of the Zombieland intro, where you had like it was a remix of Metallica's "For Whom the Bell Tolls," and you had like these slow motion hijinks between zombies and non-zombified people. This was just a Vegas discount version of that.
I did appreciate that it told some story, right? Like it wasn't just gratuitous, violence. Like here's what you're in for. There was some threading of like, okay, you get sort of patient 0, patient 1 at in the first 5 to 10 minutes, and then here's how shit hits the fan, and we're also going to plant some seeds as well.
Zack Snyder did it earlier, previously in The Watchmen. It was exactly like The Watchmen.
Yeah, I
You've
was
got
just gonna say.
Bob Dylan singing whatever that song is. I can't remember what it is, and then it's no longer Watchtower. The times are changing, and
Yeah, that's right.
and you get snippets like piecing the world together. It's really well done in The Watchmen. Really well done in this as well, must admit. And so that's when you see the dude with what I call the jaws of life. It's really the giant pizza with blades, whatever that thing is. And that's it. That's all you get. Like they drop bits, like don't ever touch my saw. They use it to try and cut through and escape one thing once, but there's nothing. There's no cool, I'm going down, but the zombies, I'm going to take them with me, cut up scene that I would hope to have seen in a zombie movie. There was nothing really with that anymore. There's the money thing as well. When, so by the money thing, I mean, rich guy who owns casino comes to Dave Bautista and says, there's $200 million.
200 million? Yeah, it was 200 million.
There's $200 million in this bank. You can have 50 if you can retrieve the rest for me or something like that. And he's like, hot damn. And then he goes and starts recruiting people, and they like offer less and less money. It's like, how do you want $1 million? You want $1 million for a day's work? And it's like, yeah, I'm in. And it's like, the son of a bitch, I'm in montage of accumulating the crew. And he like goes, you want to make 20 grand? That kind of thing.
By the end of it, $20,000 is just like, woo!
I was totally expecting that to be, that's another Chekhov's gun where they're going to have like you're getting $1 million, I'm only getting 20 grand. And they turn on each other. Something is supposed to happen.
One of them's like, you're getting paid, to use the meme format.
And nobody talks about the money ever again. Nobody even mentions the fact that they're upset that maybe they're not going to get paid when shit goes south. Like, no one mentions the whole thing. There's other problems with the plot that aren't related to Chekhov's guns, which I really hated as well. Like, the mission is very much, it turns out, not exactly all about just rescuing money from a casino. It's like this billionaire has like some sort of ulterior motives. And
was that obvious to everyone else? That was so obvious to me. It's like, well, your head of security is going to go along just to supervise. I'm like, clearly you're there to.
The two early hints when Batista calls him to say that he's in, the contact that he's saved as is was it possible or prospect, as in it was like one of many potential candidates for the job. He wasn't like the only applicant. That's the vibe I got from that being the contact. The other is that when he makes that call, there's a whole bunch of army generals nearby. And I was like, well, hang on a second. The army were the people that were transporting the MacGuffin at the start of the film, and now you've got these top brass looking officials. This guy isn't just some casino owner. That, like, there's got to be some other ulterior motive. And I thought it was like maybe they're setting up Bautista's character to do something, or maybe what's in the vault isn't money and they want to open it so that whatever's in there comes out. Or like, I thought that, like Transformers, there was more than meets the eye.
Yeah, so there's definitely a twist of something coming, but my point was, old mate has an ulterior motive.
Yeah,
he could just as well have convinced these dirty scoundrel guys who are going in and risking their lives, some of them for 20 grand, to go, hey, we want you to do this dirty business for us and do this super illegal thing. I'll pay you $50 million. Yeah. Sure. No need to trick me about the the real motivation of this mission.
Right.
I'll just tell me the real thing. We'll be in and out, easy as. We could have done it in an hour and a half instead of what it ended up taking them. Anyway, it wasn't a good movie. That's where I'm going with all of this. There was like this interaction with the daughter at the start where she's like, "You have to let me come with you, or I'm going to go in anyway to try and rescue this mother who's assuredly gone forever. Like she's definitely dead, but I have to go and look for her anyway. And by the way, these are her children who have no mother right now. Instead of like protecting them or whatever, maybe like escorting them onto a bus to safety or whatever, I'm going to come with you and look for her." It's like I hated that, and then also I hated how Batista's like, "You leave me no choice. I guess that's how it's going to have to be." Instead of like handcuff her to something nearby, it's like, "No, this is the most dangerous thing in the world that you could possibly do. How about I override your stupid idea with one that makes more sense? Like breaking your legs would even be more sensical than letting you come in here and suicide somebody."
Punching her unconscious so that she doesn't see how to get into the city.
I have seen movies where protagonists or whatever injure their friends to stop them from going after them or doing something ridiculous like that. And I've agreed. I've been like, that's a flesh wound. He'll get over it. But he was a bit out of his head right then. So you did the right thing, buddy. So yeah, that girl should have got shot in the leg.
Carl Rain in chat says the best part of that movie for me was the hot pilot stop scene. I didn't get to see more of her. She was probably my favorite character. I like that actor. I forget her name. It's an odd name. Tig Notaro. There we go. Like to Ben's point earlier, she was the one that's like, $2 million, I'm in. It's like, don't you want to know what we're doing, what the risks are? I was like, no. It's $2 million in a day. It'd be stupid to say no.
Yeah.
She was fun.
Do you guys know that she replaced Crystalia in that role after production? Like, all of her scenes are green screened. Nobody met Tig Notaro. She didn't meet anybody.
Are you
they
kidding
didn't
me?
meet her. She's just superimposed over the top. Just like Scarlett Johansson in Her. Nobody interacted with Scarlett Johansson in Her. She's just there to do the voiceover.
The VO.
Hang on. So every one of those scenes is Crystalia's character instead? As in Crystalia, the actor, is in those scenes?
Crystalia was on set. He shot every scene. He did the whole thing that he portrayed that whole character all the way through. That's a wrap, everyone. Let's go home. He gets cancelled. They hire Tig Notaro, and they reshoot all of her shit against green screen. And I don't think she's saying line for line all the same.
Yeah, of course. It'd be
That's incredible.
What happened to? I like Crystalia.
Well, firstly, hang on. The crowning achievement of this film then is the fact that we didn't pick up on it. Like, I didn't notice that she was green screened against anything. That's fucking amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I didn't notice it either, to be honest. I learned about it afterwards.
That's awesome.
Crystalia's a stand-up comedian, guys. You don't know who Crystalia is?
Nah. Who's that?
Dude,
I like good things, man.
no, he's Pimento from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
No, it's not.
Oh, wait, what?
Isn't
I'm
it?
looking at him now. Crystalia. No.
Or am I thinking of someone else?
Yeah,
He's in.
What the hell's that guy's name?
He's in a TV
He's
show
got a-
called You.
He's got a very Greek last
Can you
name.
post his IMDb, Jason, chat?
Posting it on TV and chat.
Thank you.
No, all right, yeah, no, that's
watching
fine.
Corridor Crew?
Different stand-up comedian. Yeah, I know
No,
him. He's got a podcast.
What am I watching Corridor Crew about, Jason?
Because they did their latest episode is about that.
About
visual
Army of the
effects
Dead.
for Army of the Dead.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I've seen
What's
this
the
guy.
name? What's Pimento's actor name? Pimento. No.
Yeah, right.
Anyway,
Well, just to jump on, I don't have any thoughts about this film because, like Ben said, it's terrible.
the thoughts about this film.
It's
The fetus zombie too, Shane. That was another one. The other Chekhov's gun.
Right.
A fetus zombie that's stillborn, and they're angry that it didn't get a chance to live, and then
The storyline in Van Helsing, the Hugh Jackman film.
right.
I fell asleep in Van Helsing.
Interesting premise. Very bad.
I can't. I've seen it, but I can't even remember it. But
I've never fallen asleep in a cinema in my life, and I fell asleep in Van Helsing.
I fell asleep in Blood Diamond.
Oh wow.
oh, really? Oh, wow.
Oh,
Fair
that's
enough.
okay. That's okay.
I think I've only ever fallen asleep in like rewatches of films, as in like we're at someone's house and we're doing a movie marathon, and so we're like 2 or 3 movies deep.
Yeah.
It's like 1 in the morning.
The memory that jumps.
I've already
yeah.
seen the movie.
The memory that jumps behind me is watching Thin Red Line for the first time with you, Ben. My boss at the time got me to watch it. It was my first. It was like my first few months at Ubisoft, and I remember being scared to tell him that I fucking hated it. I was just like, I really struggled to find a lot to love, but it was fine. It was fine.
When I think of that movie,
it was horrible.
I think of them in the editing room going like, what do you think of the runtime? And then he's like, we could add another hour. It's just like keep adding footage.
Speaking of runtime, this movie could have been at least half an hour shorter. My goodness, it takes like 50 minutes to get to the start of the bloody mission. All this just drawn out exposition at the start just to set up all these different character arcs that really in the end aren't terribly compelling. I wasn't very happy with that.
I kind of feel like this was trying to be a few different movies. And that setup, because think of Ocean's 11. It's a different Vegas heist movie. The setup takes a while, but it's really satisfying because it's very entertaining and engaging throughout. The dialogue's snappy, the soundtrack is also nice and bopping as you're kind of getting through. This is trying to do that. It's trying to set this up like it is the heist movie, like get your crew together, but it's like bad. It's kind of like what's an example of like a discount soda? It's like the Aldi brand cola. It reminds you of what you would otherwise be having. I know they sell Coke, but like you guys are picking up what I'm putting down.
Yeah.
This movie's really like that in a lot of different ways for me. I ended up overall enjoying it, but I couldn't watch it in one sitting. I was like, I'm kind of like, especially in that, I think I got through 45 minutes, and I was just like, I'm gonna go to bed now. So I like, if I was in bed, I probably would have fallen asleep, but I had the presence of mind to pause the movie, go to bed, come back with fresh eyes the next day, and finish it off. I ended up kind of enjoying the movie. I thought it wasn't like super horrible, but it was certainly not a good movie. And yeah, I don't know. The movie's made me think about it afterwards.
It really wasn't a good zombie movie, and it wasn't a really good heist movie either.
That's what I mean. It's
no,
trying
honestly,
to be a few
no action. Like I would give compliments. I would give compliments to its like special effects, but it like other than the opening credits, it's at the hour and 45-minute mark where Dave Bautista actually does something incredibly badass, like remotely badass, I would say.
Yeah.
For the most part, it is just, shoot the zombies in the head like every other zombie movie, and it's not doing that in particularly any unique way compared to anything else we've seen before. I was somewhat entertained by the idea of how there were these smart zombies and they had a leader, and I was like, oh, okay, that's an interesting twist. And somehow he, is able to ride a zombie horse and command a zombie tiger. That was fascinating. But that didn't really add anything. You get a couple of cool shots of him on horseback, and it's just not used to any great extent that made it stand out. Like, oh, okay, this is a really cool, unique take on a zombie action film in Vegas. And so I don't know. I really just felt as if, it was kind of just paint by numbers action movie, and even then it doesn't really manage to stay in the lines.
It's like it kind of fails in a lot of different areas. It's not menacing because it's too lighthearted, but it's not funny enough to be Zombieland. Like, do you guys like Zombieland? The first Zombieland film?
I've seen the second one.
But don't watch the second one. Do not watch the second one.
I don't like the second one either, but the first one, show of hands, yes to Zombieland? Yeah. Right. So we're comparing it to a different zombie film that we liked, and it sucks compared to that as a zombie film. Action movie that you might compare it to. I can't even think of anything that this is remotely like. It's not like... I can't think... Like, the things that I think of is like Doom. The Doom movie.
Right.
Like, action sequences in that aren't phenomenal from memory. And in fact,
Maybe a bit like Riddick, right? Like squad, different
Yeah,
personalities.
yeah.
You know, not a whole heap
Yep.
of shooting. Like a lot of sort of
Yeah.
drawn out sequences in between the action.
Yeah, not Pitch Black, but Riddick, the Chronicles of Riddick 1.
Right.
I think it's probably a good parallel to that, but probably worse. It's just not as good. Like, overuse of slow-mo, characters who have been betrayed, not vocalizing that they've been betrayed, even though they have prolonged periods of eye
Yes,
contact
I
from a
hated that.
distance. Like, it's like, hey, that dude betrayed me, and now I'm dead.
You
Like,
had such ample time to
just
give
to
off some sort of warning.
point the finger, just like to be that angry monkey. Like,
Her warning
you know,
was
it's-
like, "Go, just go."
yeah,
I'm
it's like if you've got
done
time to
for.
say anything in that like, were I in your shoes, I would be screaming bloody murder about that guy and pointing the finger. Like, I wouldn't care if a zombie bit me on the arm at that point because I'm about to die anyway. Like, it's just so many things like that. It's just so stupid. It's such a terrible thing in any film where I've got really important news. I have the missing piece of information. I'm holding like the only map that we need, and like I've just interpreted. Oh, it's upside down, and like everybody else has a copy, but I've interpreted this, and I don't tell anyone. As I'm dying, I'm like, tell my wife I love her, and then I'm dead. I haven't contributed my piece of vital information to anyone, even though I had the opportunity to do
It's
Like,
it's
I
the
don't
same.
understand
It's the same thing. I hate this as well. And like there are great movies that are guilty of this, but I don't enjoy it every time. It's person A needs to go to person B and tell them something really important, and person A is just fumbling over the words like, listen, I really need to talk about something. I don't have time. This, that, and the other. We'll talk about it later. It's like, well, hang on, no, it's really important. Let's sit down. Just blurt it out. Blurt it out and make them listen. I hate that. It's so painful.
command the attention.
Yeah.
It's
that important? Just say it. Just say it, and then Oh, I can't. I'm looking at the vertical pictures. I can't see. But anyway,
no worries. Yeah.
I think that all members of a fighting force, like anyone joins the army, should have like a contract that they sign with the army where they're promised that upon their death, someone will come to their significant other and genuinely say to them, lying that their last thoughts were of you and they said to tell you that they love you. So when you are actually dying on the battlefield, you can say something useful and not bother wondering whether Joe Sixpack is going to get back to your house in the middle of no fuck where and tell your wife what she already fucking knows. So you can just rest easy and say something tactically sound before you expire. And
he's in the third window from the right on the 6th floor, sniper.
Instead of oh, there's a very important message I need you to get to my kids, and it's that I care for them. Because I haven't told them up until this point. I've been forgetting. Can you do it for me?
Asshole. Yeah.
But like I said earlier, great films are guilty of this. I'm thinking of Gandalf and the Balrog.
Sure.
You know, instead of saying vaguely fly, you fools, how about you say
Eagles?
Eagles, the fucking eagles.
Giant eagle. He fly, you fools. It's like get the eagles.
Yeah. Anyway,
3 words.
So other than those gripes, this just wasn't like, to my earlier point. There was nothing uniquely interesting about this action film, right? Like, there's no demonstration about why was it Scott, Dave Bautista's character? Can't remember his name. Is the most badass that ever badass in this movie? Like, why is he the guy that you call up to take this mission? Like what unique skills is he demonstrating that makes him one of the best people to, for this mission and take on all the zombies? He's literally just shooting people in the head, and that's not interesting from a viewer perspective.
To gently rebut that point, they're not the first team to be sent in. That's
fair.
So he might, and some of the things that they found had been there for a while. So he might be like a good handful of names down that list,
right? Of
people, and it could just be that he was one of the people that has been in there, and there's a limited number of people to pull from.
Yeah.
So only because I thought that as well. I'm like, he hasn't really done a lot. Like, I was kind of expecting to see him almost rip some of these half-decayed zombies in half with his bare hands. I was kind of on board for seeing some of that, but it was just him at a distance. And I will say, he looked like he was handling the weapons well. just to compare to Doom, if you watch closely or if you've seen the making of Doom, the actors, the stars of the film had to be drilled to not flinch and blink every time the guns were fired, even when they were firing blanks. I didn't see any of that kind of happening. Everyone who was handling weapons and the gun flashes and things that were happening, they weren't like twitching every time it happens.
Yeah, there was one moment during a slow motion sequence that was evident to me, but it was only once, and it was slow motion, so it was kind of more easier to notice, I suppose.
I must not have remembered or noticed that particular scene, but I thought Batista himself kind of handled himself pretty well with the equipment. He looked believable on screen, but I agree.
Looks tiny compared to him.
Yeah, it's comically small. He looks like he should be having some type of I don't know, the Benelli shotgun that's in John Wick, something heavier, something more personal.
Yeah,
you know,
I've held an M4 and that thing is.
Yeah, they're designed to be lightweight and compact. They're an effective fighting piece of equipment. But,
yeah.
Do you guys think that if 400 zombies have to just stand randomly in a room, that they're going to assemble in a way that there's any form of path past them?
No, that scene was also kind of confusing to me as well. Yeah. The premise of that scene as an obstacle. I mean, kind of interesting. They're in a hibernation state or something because reasons.
What are their hands
in different positions? It's it's like. Have you guys ever played theater sports or any drama games?
Yeah.
It reminds me of some of those. There's one. Oh goodness, what's it called?
Form a tree.
Well, it's like you go to a kids disco and it's
like freeze or something like
statues,
that. And you add
a
person to the scene, and then the person who is added to the scene changes the scene based on how they interact with. But when they say freeze or cut or whatever it is, everyone who's in position just has to stop where they are, and that's. It's like they were playing the world's largest game of that.
Yeah.
They were clearly all at a zombie wedding, and they were doing that thing where they create an arch, and the wedding party runs down the arch.
There was a bride. There was a bride zombie.
There was.
There you go. I reckon you're onto something, Ben. I guess overall for me, it's like if you're not rocking up with a unique an action film that does something different, something new, something unique, then I'm just going to paint this as, to Ben's point, just fill the calendar Netflix action movie. We need an action film to get people to subscribe in June. This is the budget. Yeah. Go find the cheapest script you can and the biggest actor you can, and
whether it's
piece something together. It's like
whether it's retention or onboarding. That's the stuff that they're doing.
Of course,
people tend to peter out at this, or they cancel their subscriptions around this period of time. So we need something to kind of keep them.
Well, they just always want content, right? They always want content
for sure. And it makes sense to be releasing content, and they're kind of one of the only Amazon's doing I feel like Amazon's doing a pretty good job of giving them a run for their money for content creation. Like the originals coming out of Amazon are pretty good. Maybe, I don't know.
Anyway, that at the end of the day, that's what it feels like to me. It feels like this wasn't made out of any, I don't know, joy for filmmaking. I hate to paint everyone who worked on this production with that brush, but I come out of it just thinking, why did we need this movie?
There were some moments in there where I was looking at it and go, that's a really nice composition. Like the way that was shot looks really, really cool. And I also noted that Zack Snyder was the director of photography for the film as well. So a lot of redeeming qualities that way. But so many things that were so nonsensical.
I think that's what Zack Snyder needs to stay at. He needs to stop directing movies because he fucking sucks. I think I'm going to stop watching Zack Snyder movies from now on.
What?
Unless they're graphic novel interpretations.
What was the last? What was the last film before this one that he did?
He did the Justice League.
Okay, what was the last? I didn't see that, but what was the last one before that? Was that
cut?
Did he did Batman vs Superman, right? And Man of Steel. That was all Snyder, right?
I believe so.
On it.
He definitely did Man of Steel. I don't actually know if he did Dawn of Justice.
Justice League, Dawn of Justice, Man of Steel, Sucker Punch, Legend of the Guardians, Watchmen, 300, Dawn of the Dead.
Okay, so he didn't do Batman vs Superman.
Yeah, he did Batman vs Superman.
Oh, you said Dawn of Justice. Yeah, okay, sorry.
Yeah, that's
subtitle. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, if he's got like a graphic novel to basically block off of, it's already if he's doing
that
a graphic novel,
DC graphic novel.
He's doing it how they did Sin City. It's like
Yeah.
shot for shot.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
it has to
Storyboard
be.
is basically just a graphic novel.
It's a moving graphic novel. Is what I want at the end of the day. That's my
Yeah.
goal. With this, it's like I'm doing all kinds of crazy shit. Who knows where I'm going to end up? And
A lot of those,
it's a mess.
characters are so characterized, right? That I suppose there might be like less hands-on directing. I probably worded that poorly, but what I'm saying is, the actors who dive into those roles know exactly the type of characters they're playing. When you're given like a blank slate like this, where you need to create these characters and give them interesting stories, I don't know, he just didn't wield it, with any kind of sort of panache in my mind. But yeah, Jason, any other thoughts on this one?
So, how do you guys feel about the theory of like interdimensional travel?
What?
So there are so many moments where, like, okay, so they get into the main casino there, right? Okay, cool. Secure the perimeter. We'll go up to the roof. You'll go down to blah blah blah. And then the two people are all the way back at the fucking start.
Yeah, because that's the perimeter.
They're all the way back at the fucking start. Where
Yeah.
They've gone through the whole tunnel of
gone
love.
through the
and-
whole thing. Gone through
Except-
everything.
Yeah, I will say that particular thing doesn't make much sense. But
No,
that is the
so the-
perimeter of the
But the
city.
perimeter of the perimeter of the building that they need to like.
Well, they didn't say check the perimeter of the building.
Oh.
And also, just wait, they were up to no good.
They were up to no good, and it was.
So they were told
so
to secure
silly.
the perimeter, and maybe
It
they
took them
weren't.
like 2 minutes to go down there. It's and then at the end, when the helicopter, the big bad saw the helicopter fly away, and it's like already halfway across the city, and then they cut to the scene where he's already on the horse, already back at the hotel, and the helicopter's just getting there. Oh, I hate
Zombie horse run
continu-
fast, Jason.
Yeah,
I mean, this
Yeah.
this is all editing, right? Like to Ben's point earlier as
Yeah.
well about the
It's
the
just-
amount of time for a character to
shot.
escape and that sort of thing. It's like
Yeah.
it all comes down to just poor editing.
Well, there are
guys-
so many moments where I thought like this is like that's so stupid. You this is a
And is that
this is a salvageable situation right now. Everyone is there and everyone has a gun. Like when that girl bursts through the thing and
Yep, that's
like
the
go
moment.
without me. Everyone is there with a loaded weapon. They can all just like yep,
Yeah, that was totally a winnable
they can,
situation.
like at the start during the credits where you had like the National Guard there and other people there with weapons, and then the mother and the daughter are like oh. It's like you're fucking
Yeah.
right there. Just get the fucking
Yeah. Everyone start shooting. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah, there are so many other moments in there, and
Yeah.
Carla, help me out if I'm missing anything. But there are so many moments in there that fucking, I fucking like it's stupid decisions that that are easily avoidable.
Are they?
You guys remember the first prequel, the Phantom of the Menace, the
Yeah.
lightsaber battle at the end, which is really lame.
Darth Maul.
And
Oh,
Like, come on,
Well,
Dan.
hang on.
That's
There's-
harsh.
there's- There's elements of it that are like really hammy choreography, but that last scene between Obi-Wan and Maul is pretty tight.
it's not tight, sir. It's
Yeah.
not tight.
What?
So, wait.
Maul and
No,
Kenobi
no.
by himself after
Next-
Qui-Gon's dead?
Teenage Terry defies you to your face.
Next time you and I have a sword fight, Terry, you fight like your favorite Jedi in the
I'm not
Phantom
saying.
Menace,
Hang on. All right.
and I will attack your body with my sword. You attack my sword, I'll hold it up here, and you swing for it in the sky.
Yeah.
And then you do like a little dance and give me a beat to recover, and then I'll stab you in the chest. Because that's what you're supposed to be doing with a lightsaber. You're supposed to be attacking the person that you're lightsaber dueling. Anyways,
Someone
Is
said-
Ben's
actually
Ben's
talking
weekly
about
jab
the
at Star
photo
Wars, everyone. That was, yeah, hope you enjoyed that last 30 seconds.
the point is, when Obi-Wan's like hanging for his life and he's like doing a complete like, hey, you know what I'm gonna do next? I'm gonna go for my buddy's lightsaber. It's right there. And Darth Maul's like, I'm just gonna stand here and let you do whatever you want. And he goes, hop, and he like does a jump over Darth Maul, grabs the lightsaber, turns around, turns the lightsaber on, cuts Darth Maul in half before Darth Maul does anything at all. Reminded me of the scene where the lady is standing there looking at the elevator door open, and a zombie run up to her, grab her face, and then tear her head
it
off
backwards.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Like before she does anything at all.
Mm.
That's what Jason was just talking about. The
Yeah,
interdimensional
it's painful.
travel kind of thing.
Yeah.
By the way, Darth Maul had the high ground.
I was just about to say.
yes.
Obi-Wan
had the
and
high
Obi-Wan
ground.
and Kenobi should have just given the fuck up right then.
My favorite thing about that particular scene is the memes that have come out of it, where Anakin or Darth Vader's talking, like they're kind of sharing stories. Like, so how did you get out of that situation? He's like, well, it's like, what? Yeah. Anyway, I like it.
There's one part in that last fight that you said is tight, Terry, where Darth Maul is literally like tipping up from prone, and he's like, his head is right at the torso of Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan does like a whirly thing with his lightsaber before he like goes for a blow, which clearly misses because he's fast at getting up on his feet and rolling out of dodge or whatever. So he's like doing this kip up right next to a lightsaber, which is going like, all right, let's get ready to kill this bag. And then, you know, it's just all
right. Okay. No. You've made fair critiques. There's one instance in it that I like a lot, which is where Darth Maul does like a double strike, and Obi-Wan kind of does like a behind the back in front of the thing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That particular instance is the specific moment that makes me think the whole thing is fantastic.
Wait,
so I
young Terry goes,
yeah.
Yeah, that's criteria. Then that whole movie is fantastic.
That was tight. Yeah. No, the rest of the movie's okay. It's child friendly.
Anyway, that is Army of the Dead. It is on Netflix. Avoid at all costs. No, just joking. If you want to try it, give it a crack. But do know that it's 2.5 hours of your life that you may want back after the film. So, fair warning. Anyway, gents, let's talk about Loki just briefly. I've only watched the first episode. The second episode I dropped, believe, like an hour or two ago. So Wednesday evenings here in Australia is the time that it drops. So of course this is the latest Disney Plus original MCU series, starring of course Tom Hiddleston. We also have Owen Wilson joining the cast. And you know, for those who are wondering how on earth is Loki starring in a new TV series, well, this is the version of him that escapes using the Tesseract during Endgame, when Steve Rogers and Tony Stark venture back to the events of New York to find the Tesseract and one of the other Infinity Stones. Which one were they after? They're after two that time, weren't they? Was it? No, it was just the...
Yeah, it's the Time Stone and the Tesseract.
That's right, Time Stone, Tesseract, thank you. Yes, so, pardon me. Yeah, so anyway, so that follows the adventures of him where he escapes via the Tesseract, and hilarity ensues. Anyway, I've seen the first episode. Hands up, who else
They're
has?
after three things, right? They want the Tesseract, Loki's staff, the Mind Stone, and the Time Stone.
Oh, that's right. There were 3 in New York at the time. That's right. Yep. Well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of course in the Sanctum, Doctor Strange. Yes. Sorry. Hands up. Who's episode 1? Not yet. Jason, we'll just touch on it briefly. Jason, I think you said you've seen episode 2 as well. Is that right? Or
no, episode 2.
Okay, no mind.
I haven't had a chance to watch it.
All good. What were your thoughts just briefly on the first one?
Very interesting. Very interesting. So like one of the things I loved about WandaVision is like breaking down all the little bits and like going, oh, I wanted this little references. It's like this. Even the first episode is just full of them, and the possibilities of where this whole thing can go. Because I don't know if you guys know, I'm a bit of a nerd, and like all of the the minutiae of like the Marvel universe and what this could do and what this eat that shit up. Fucking great. It's very interesting, and like seeing the possibilities of all with the TVA and what could potentially happen with everything, and it's just really interesting. It's just very interesting. So I'm very keen to see what happens, because according to Kevin Feige, like the Disney exec, like this series is going to have more ramifications for the MCU than you thought, you thought WandaVision would have had. I'm really interested to see, and like thinking about if this released after all the movies that should have been released, like if it wasn't for COVID, because Black Widow should have released last year, and what else? If the MCU release schedule was the same, how
maybe Spider-Man?
How would this have affected how we would have perceived the MCU universe, right? It's just very, very interested. It's the first episode's pulled me in, and I'm sitting there going, you know that meme with Michael Jackson? So I'm sitting here.
Michael Jackson with the popcorn. Yes.
Yeah,
Thriller.
popcorn,
Yes.
Yeah. That's me. That's me right now.
Cool.
Me?
So,
Yeah. Yeah, just briefly, obviously no spoilers. We haven't watched the second episode yet. The first episode definitely is mostly set up, but, it's needed because we're introduced to this weird and wacky organization that's been, trying not to pull the strings, I should say, in the grand scheme of things, and a sort of a policing the different timelines within the MCU. So when Loki steps out of his timeline using the Tesseract, they police him and say, hey, get back on your timeline, and you're in trouble. So we're going to deal with you in whatever way that we do, which I won't spoil. But what I'm most
by stepping out of his timeline.
He obviously uses the Tesseract to escape New York when he's under arrest during Endgame. Do you remember that scene? Yeah. When they're trying to steal the Tesseract back. And basically, this authority is saying, you've ruined your timeline. Like, this isn't supposed to happen. You're not meant to be here. And so you need to get back on your timeline, essentially.
Like a vegan police in
like an adjustment bureau sort of thing, we are the ones sort of policing the plan that the higher being has, and you are messing with it. Get back in place. But yes, so that aside, the one thing that I'm most intrigued by is exploring the motivations that Loki has as this god of mischief, and his pursuit at the time, for the most part in those early films, to become king of Midgard, right? Like, he wants to rule Earth. He wants to sit on the throne of Asgard, and Tom Hiddleston does a great job of sort of transporting him back before the events of Infinity War, Ragnarok, Dark World, that sort of thing. So he very much is still in the pursuit of power when we're introduced to him in this series, and that's really investigated quite deeply from sort of a character analysis perspective. And similar to, for the reasons I really enjoyed WandaVision, I'm most looking forward to exploring that and how that's going to change his character in the same way that Wanda's grief changed her throughout her series. So yeah, mostly set up for this time, but I think that's fair considering they're just introducing this whole new mechanic and idea to viewers, and they left enough of a okay, this is intriguing enough for me that I'm definitely on board for episode 2. So I'll probably watch that tomorrow. Yeah. But yeah, Loki, Disney Plus, so far so good. We'll probably touch upon it as the episodes begin to roll out. Terry, you mentioned you're probably going to wait until a few more episodes, or maybe till it's over.
Well, I didn't realize that the second episode dropped today, so I'll probably actually watch the first one tonight. After the,
I'm gonna watch episode 2 after this.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sorry.
If I like the first, I'll probably wait until most of them have dropped.
Fair enough. Yep.
So they're going to be in the season show and the whatever.
What was that? Sorry, Ben?
How many?
I'm not sure. I'd have to look that up. It doesn't.
Episodes.
Oh, is it 6? Okay, there you go. Rather short.
According to IMDb, there were 6 episodes.
Okay, so it'll be done in 4 weeks from now.
I think to follow Jason's Michael Jackson metaphor, I'm going to be the girl that leaves the theater.
Well, you need to enter the theater first, Ben, to technically leave the theater. So you're going to say we're going to watch the first episode?
Nah.
Okay.
Does that mean, Ben, you're my PYT?
I tried, guys. I tried.
My what?
My PYT?
I'll be your red team though. I'll
WDR.
Oh, red team, yes. Newsroom reference. Yep. All right, we're gonna play a little game before we get to our end games, and that is Movie Actor Go. This is the game where we try and stump one another on our movie knowledge. I will begin by naming an actor. For instance, it might be Robert Downey Jr. Ben then needs to name a movie that Robert Downey Jr. starred in, let's say Avengers. Terry then has to name an actor from Avengers that's not Robert Downey Jr., so on and so forth. We go along and along until we eliminate one another. We are left with a winner at the end, and it's all fun and games, and you can help us out in chat if you wish. I will kick it off. Gentlemen, Ben, Dave Bautista.
Okay. He's in Spectre.
I knew you were going to go there.
Nice. Good. I'm glad you went there. Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig is in Knives Out.
Oh, yes.
A hole.
Compels me. I will say, from Knives Out, Toni Collette.
Hmm. I like her as an actress. Happy every time I see her in the cast.
Definitely,
Oh,
yes.
Toni Collette.
I'm always like, oh, yes, Tony's in this movie. Love her.
Oh, is Toni Collette with Arnie in
If you're thinking True Lies, no.
no, not True Lies. The one I haven't seen. So I guess the answer's no to that one too.
Ben, I'm going to give you a hint about a film that she's in that I know you enjoy.
I'm thinking, yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, are you going to go to a different film then?
Oh no, I'll take your hint.
Delegation, sweetheart. I read about it in a book about it.
I thought that was the hint that you were going to be given.
Okay, I will take that hint. And no, there's a movie I'm thinking of.
Oh, okay, never mind. All right.
Crap, what is it? Oh man, I'm gonna Google it after I say The Way Back.
Okay. The Way Back. Everyone, The Way Back. Go watch it. Great film. The Way Back.
Phenomenal film.
Sam
I watched
Rockwell,
it
Steve Carell,
recently.
Toni Collette.
Yeah.
What's her name that plays the drunk neighbor?
Oh, I always forget her name.
Alison Janney.
She's in. Yeah, she's in Minions.
Yes.
She voices a minor character.
Mm.
Okay.
Way Back.
Way back.
I just realised I named all the actors in that movie. I was just trying to.
Exactly.
My bad.
Little Miss Sunshine. I was trying to get to.
Ah, of course.
I hoped that
Little
you
Miss
would have said
Yeah.
Little Miss
Yeah, me-
Sunshine.
me
I thought that's where
too.
you were going to go.
Me
I was
too.
expecting Little Miss Sunshine. So
I
when
forgot that she
Shane
was in that.
dangled- Yeah,
I always
she plays
think,
the mum again
I always think
alongside
Greg
Steve Carell.
Kinnear and Paul Dano when I think of that movie. And Steve Carell.
Yeah, well, I was going to say Paul Dano if you said Little Miss Sunshine, but you didn't. You said The Way Back, so I'm going to say Sam Rockwell.
Sam Rockwell is in Charlie's Angels.
Is he?
What's up? He is, yeah.
Oh, I don't remember
He's
that
like
one.
the inventor person who has the MacGuffin stolen.
Yeah, right. Okay. The first one, Charlie's Angels.
Yes.
Bill Murray.
Nice.
Bills Murray.
Zombieland.
Nice.
Freaking Murray.
Yeah.
You know what I need
like
to
it.
watch again just for Bill Murray? The Jungle Book, the rebooted CG one, where he
Oh.
plays Baloo.
Shane, I was hoping
Oh.
you were going to say.
You said Jungle
Man
Book,
Who
and
Knew
for
Too
some
Little.
reason, my brain went to Jumanji. But
Yeah,
yes,
mine
Man Who Knew
too.
Too Little.
Oh.
Yeah, you said Jungle Book, but yeah. Bill Murray.
Well, no, hang on, I said Bill Murray. Ben said,
Ben said,
what did you say? Ben?
Zombieland.
Zombieland.
okay.
Also, just a side note, actually, I'm going to say it after Terry gives an answer. Never mind.
I'm gonna go with. Oh shit! His name completely just left my head.
I don't know actor.
Holy shit! Both of them just did.
Terry, quickly.
Holy shit! Both male actors' names just Jesse Eisenberg. Jesse Eisenberg. Holy crap! I was like, am I having a stroke right now? Like, both names literally just went. The first one, and then I was like, I'll just pick the other guy, and then I was like, it's gone too.
What I was going to say is that James's girlfriend Mel twice in the last week has mistakenly called Woody Harrelson Woody Allen. So she's like, "What's that? The Woody Allen zombie movie?" I was like, "What?"
I like it. So, yeah, to try and remember his name just now, I went to Austin Powers to how they're all saying different words for penis, and I'm like, they say his name. Is it Dick? It's got to be Dick, right? But it's not. It's just Woody.
It's Woody.
Yeah.
Jesse Eisenberg.
Jesse Eisenberg is in American Ultra.
Oh yeah, that movie.
Yeah.
Is that with Kristen
I've seen
Stewart?
it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember you reviewed that movie on the old podcast, Ben. I hadn't seen it, but I remember you speaking about it.
I still haven't seen it.
Me either.
You liked that, didn't you?
So weird. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Yeah.
Kristen Stewart, Ben.
Kristen Stewart's in the Twilight.
She is in the Twilight.
Mm.
I love the way you said that. Let's go with Taylor Lautner.
Taylor Lautner is in Shark Girl and Lava Boy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Shark Boy and Lava Girl?
Yeah.
I think that's...
Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Yeah.
That's one.
Oh god, who is
He
those
is
movies?
Shark Boy.
He is Shark Boy. Yeah.
Is is that the one? Does Antonio Banderas play the dad? Or
Yes.
yeah, am I thinking of
Yeah.
Spy
I thought that
Kids?
was
Or is that the
Spy
same?
Kids.
Oh no, it
Oh,
is
wait.
Spy Kids.
Oh,
That's-
you're right.
I thought it was Spy Kids.
Hang on. Who plays the dad then?
No idea.
They don't have dads.
All right.
one
Well,
of
that
them
was my
has
guess. I'm probably wrong, but let me double check.
a shark for a dad, and the other one has a volcanic mountain.
Shark Boy. Oh, the Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Imagine
Technically.
having a volcanic mountain for a dad.
Let's
That
see
makes me think of the
here.
Disney short Lava.
George
Someone-
Lopez plays. Oh, David Arquette as Max's dad.
Oh.
Kristen Davis as Max's mum. Kristen Davis from Sex and the City. And you got
Oh.
Taylor Lautner. Taylor Dooley as Lava Girl.
Taylor and Taylor.
Taylor and Taylor. That would have been
The
annoying on set,
Taylors.
wouldn't it?
The Taylors, yeah.
Anyway, I'm out.
Yes.
Jason, knock me out. Reverse it, sir. Movie actor, go to Terry.
Oh,
What's up?
so, let's go with Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal.
Mm.
He is in Wonder Woman 1984.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
We all make mistakes.
Yeah.
I think Gal Gadot is in Wonder Woman 1984.
She
He is.
is. She's also in Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Mm.
That is the one that has. Oh goodness, what's his name? He's the brother of Jason Statham's character in the next film. Oh gosh, what's his name? Oh, it doesn't matter. Let's go with his Dieseliness, Mr. Vin.
Vinny D.
Yeah,
Vinny
D.
D.
Doesn't matter whether you win by an inch or a mile.
We're all family.
Yeah, La Familia.
Oh, Will
Must be
would
the
Will
corona.
would snap your head off, Jason. If he
The
was
Buster
here.
brought me back. Yeah.
Vinny D is in Bloodshot.
Oh, that was a Netflix original as well, wasn't it?
No,
Yeah,
no, it's
believe
just
so.
a shit film, right?
Oh, was it just a film?
It wasn't good, and it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
So,
there's a-
so I can
fooled me.
understand your confusion.
Actually, yeah, I think
Oh,
it
I
did get a cinematic release.
Is Alexandra Daddario in that?
I can double check for you all. Please stand by. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, so
I didn't end up watching it. It
Want a
looked,
blue
it
hoodie?
looked terrible. It
my
looked,
hoodie brings out the blue in my headphones.
my hoodie brings
Oh, hang on.
out
No, I've got the wrong blood
body
shot.
heat from my body.
Oh,
Actually, no, it contains it.
Ugh,
Keeps
Yeah.
me warm.
I need a spell shame.
Yeah, this cost me $20. It's from like a, like a
20?
cheapo
You
shop.
said Alexandra Daddario?
Yeah.
Dorio.
She's not in it, is she?
I
I'm
think
not
she is.
seeing her here. No, sorry, Jace.
She's the Baywatch girl, right?
That's right.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, no, not in that film.
Jason, you are out.
Dang, wasn't
Ben,
meant
it
to
is with
be.
you, sir. Movie actor go.
Hit me.
Who is it? Who is in that movie?
Will Smith.
Will
Wiki
Smith.
Wiki Wow.
I need to do the crosses thing where I can like denote who's been eliminated. I say that every week. I'm going to do that after this episode.
What's the name of that feckin' terrible movie where he's sent back in time to kill himself?
I know
Oh,
the
you know what? You know what? I Am Legend.
That's good. I was just thinking about that movie the other day.
Yep.
Also, I do not
Stand by, Ben.
recognize any of these actors in this film.
I'll save you.
Latin woman or child or what's his
The name that you give him absolutely screws me. Like,
Sorry,
he's in that movie by himself.
he's not. He has
Those people
flashbacks.
don't exist.
has flashbacks, and his wife is there, and she's played by.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna interject twice. Okay.
Oh,
I'm gonna interject. I'm gonna interject with James Macaulay as male evacuee in I Am Legend, and then I'm gonna interject that interjection and say that he also starred in. Stand by. I had it here. Where'd it go? He's still standing by?
yes.
Okay, good.
You're good to hold.
Where'd it go? And he played air traffic controller in The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
Right.
So Ben has to do Amazing Spider-Man 2
That's
now?
correct, yes.
Okay.
The Rise of Electro.
That's right, yes.
Jamie Foxx was in that.
He was.
He was.
Jamie Foxx is in... Oh, shit. Valentine's Day.
I've heard that's not good.
I like it.
It's fine, yeah.
And there's an appropriate high pitchness to that. I like it. I know it's not a fantastic movie.
Is Ashton Kutcher in that movie?
Yes, well done, Ben.
Yeah. Ashton Kutcher is in...
I'm on the ropes here.
Let's go with...
Excuse me.
Oh, shit.
Speaking of on the
Joel?
ropes, Ben, you just remind me of Creed, like the first Creed, where he's like knocked out and he's passed out and he's having all the flashbacks, and then he just like a man possessed, Creed rises up and he's just like anyway, amazing moment. Sorry, I interjected.
Pretty sure he's in... he plays Steve Jobs in Jobs.
Correct. It's no Michael Fassbender
It's
version
not.
of the
Steve
job story,
Jobs is way better.
but he did a pretty good job.
Have I just
pun
picked
definitely
two
intended.
really, really good films? Not back to back because of the interjections.
There's one semi-notable, well, I would say rather notable
movie?
actor
What are we up to?
in Jobs.
I've just pitched to Ben Jobs on the back of Ashton Kutcher.
I think that Gary Oldman.
Not quite, Ben. Not
I
quite.
love that. That's almost the official like white flag.
Ooh.
But Josh Gad played Wozniak in
Yeah.
that one. Josh
Josh
Gad
Gad.
being
He's
the voice of
Olaf.
Olaf.
The man.
And J.K. Simmons was in that movie as Arthur
James
Rock.
Woods is in there as well.
Oh,
No.
Dermot Mulroney.
nice.
You got some names. What on Terry?
I'm you, you're
Yes!
me.
Crowned once again. I think you won last time as well. Well done.
I did win last week, but last week was way more glorious because it was me that knocked everyone out.
That's right. It was a massacre.
Yeah, you went for an
Yeah.
ace.
It was the
It was a hat trick.
Yep. Anyway, that was movie actor go. We're going to wrap up the show here with our end games. We're going to give you, pardon me, 2 movie quotes. You need to try and guess what movies they're from in chat. Please let us know. Tones, Terry, tell us your quote.
To see the world, things dangerous to come to see behind walls, draw closer, to find each other and to feel. That is the purpose of life.
No.
We've definitely seen this.
100%.
We've
Like a
reviewed it.
robot? Is a robot speaking?
No.
Have we reviewed it?
It is a movie. We have reviewed it.
Movie Magic or Awesome Addiction?
Awesome Addiction.
Okay, so that means it came out. Oh, actually, no, it doesn't. That doesn't definitely mean it came out. I was going to say between 2013 and 2016 when we did the show, but we did a lot of older movies as well.
It did come out in that period of time.
Can I get it one more time,
Tomorrowland
please? Just one
Terry?
more time.
One more time. I do have an alternative quote, but the alternative quote is 100% going to give it away. To see the world, things dangerous to come to see behind walls, draw closer, to find each other and to feel. That is the purpose of life.
What's that see behind walls bullshit? Is it the
Was
one
it
with
was
Witch
it
in the Wardrobe or
an
something?
Oscar-nominated film?
I don't know the answer to that question.
Sounds like Academy Award bait to me.
The quote, all right, I will give a hint before I give the next quote. The hint is the life is a proper noun. It is capitalized.
And what was the sentence it was referred to in? Was it the start?
That is the purpose of life. So to see the world, things dangerous to come to see behind walls, draw closer, to find each other and to feel. That is the purpose of life.
Okay, so life is like a company or something,
It's a thing.
or like a software, or
Sure.
like a.
It's a something.
No, you're gonna have to give us a second quote.
Second quote is,
Everyone,
how'd you
get
get
ready
to
to jump in.
Afghanistan? How'd you get to Afghanistan? There's a travel ban. Through Yemen. Violent place. That's why the airfare is $84.
See now,
Oh, is it fucking the old guard?
Nope.
No,
I haven't seen
Okay,
that movie.
Good. Oh, don't.
That's come out during this iteration of our movie magicness.
Yeah.
I really thought that quote the second one would be like, oh, of course.
I know.
no, you've got me. You've got me. Anyone chat? Right? No quotes? No.
I've got another one. I think.
What are you vibing, Ben? You got any
No,
thoughts?
I've got nothing.
Oh, I don't know. I was thinking Tomorrowland, and then I was thinking The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and then I was thinking Terry's Crazy. This is
Lionel.
Um,
Lionel Richie in the wardrobe.
this one. So, all right. Sometimes I don't. If I like a moment, for me personally, I don't like to have the distraction of the camera. I just want to.
Is it the Secret Life of Walter Mitty?
It is.
Oh, I've seen it. I've seen it once at the
I've seen it
cinema.
once.
when we
I
reviewed it.
remember that you weren't the biggest fan of the film from memory. You weren't like, oh, it's amazing. Where for me, I was like, that movie is like the best thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It
Yeah.
didn't blow me away. There were definitely some moments
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that was a great scene. That was a great
Yeah.
moment. Something unique. I remember thinking Ben Stiller's got this directing chop sort of thing going on. I want
Yeah,
to see more of what he could do.
100%.
Yeah.
Me too.
Oh, there you go. Secret Life of Walter
didn't care
Mitty.
for it.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah,
there it
about
is.
2014 movie. Anyway.
Yeah.
And the second quote that you need to guess in chat. Here we go. No spoilers, Jace.
I like this one.
The rifle is the first weapon you learn how to use because it lets you keep your distance from the client. The closer you get to being a pro, the closer you can get to the client. The knife, for example, is the last thing you learn.
Definitely seen it because I've heard these words.
I know it.
It's making me think a few different things. It's making me think either Hitman's Bodyguard or some other type of like hitman assassin kind of thing, which
Can I
makes me
do-
think of like John Wick. Makes me think of
Can I do a quote from the film?
Sure.
Okay, everyone down here. Everyone, chief.
Oh, come on, Jason.
Oh, is that
The
too- is that
easiest
too bad?
quote.
I don't know.
I didn't hear what he said.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He did
Okay.
the Gary Oldman quote from the Leon the Professional.
Leon, the professional.
It is Leon the Professional. Nice.
I like how you're on track there with the hitman thing.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I smirked a bit.
Because I'm trying to think of like hitmen that played role models for someone, and I was like John Wick, but no, that's not right. Definitely not it.
John Wick.
I haven't seen Leon the Professional in a
Oh.
really long time.
That was one of
You know, I
my
haven't
pile of
seen it
shames
either.
that we reviewed in one of these earlier episodes. Yeah.
I was
Really
just
enjoyed
saying
it.
to
Great.
Someone, I was just saying to someone last night, like, oh, this movie's really good, you know, because blah, 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 Natalie Portman's really good at it.
Natalie Portman.
Yeah, that's her first role.
Fantastic.
Anyway.
Anyway, and we're going to round out the show with our 6 degrees. We need to try and link it to actors via movies
that's
they've,
right.
they've starred
I've
alongside
totally
other
forgotten
actors
I don't-
in.
Yeah, I
Ben,
don't know any movie.
I feel like this is going to might be our toughest one yet. Who were the actors, sir?
Gillian Anderson and Tara Reid.
I can't for the life of me think of
Okay.
any movies either of those have been in. So,
So
gentlemen,
Tara Reid's been in
Help.
plenty. She's in Van Wilder Party Liaison.
She's an American Pie film.
She's in the American
Sharknado.
Pie.
oh,
Yep,
Tara
Sharknado.
Reid, of course. I was thinking of
Yeah.
someone else. Yep. Okay.
But I don't know any movie that Gillian Anderson's been in, unless she was in the X-Men movie, in which
Oh,
case,
Well, then you've got Billy Connolly as well. And
Oh.
David Duchovny.
what?
X-Files.
What did I say? I said X-Men,
You said
didn't I?
X-Men, yeah.
Yeah, they're the same thing. Yeah, so that David Duchovny.
I don't know.
All right, so David Duchovny is in Evolution, with Julianne Moore, with Sean William Scott. Sean William Scott is an American Pie Tara Reid.
Oh my god. I can't You just did that.
Me either. The stroke continues.
Stroke.
Well done,
That's-
Terry. That's how I did it too.
Nicely
Oh,
done,
nice.
Terry.
Oh,
Yes.
that's how you feel.
I'm on the same wavelength as Ben. That makes me feel super cool.
Oh man, I thought we were going to be stuck here for a good 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Glad we weren't.
I like it.
Anyway, that's going to end it for the Movie Magic Show for this evening. Thanks to everyone who joined us in chat. We hope you had a great time. We're going to be back next Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time at that time. And I'm not sure what we're going to be discussing. We'll have to pick out something. I do know that a new Pixar movie is dropping into Disney Plus. I'm not sure if it's a premium access kind of thing. Not sure, but I will double check. So there's a chance that we will talk about that. It is called Luca, and I know nothing about it, which I love. Other than that, I'm not sure. We'll probably discuss Loki a bit more, see how we're going. I also want to start The Boys, but there's only so much time.
Odd remake film called Old Boy that I watched recently that I think Jason will go ballistic over.
You should just watch the original. Here's the thing. Here's a comment of the film that I heard.
The original doesn't have Josh Brolin in it.
Yeah, you don't need it. So the original was too much. Oh, so the remake was too much like the original, that people who watched the original just said, "Well, just watch the original," and people who hadn't watched the remake just said, "Oh, we'll just watch the original."
Right.
So no one saw it.
Oh. Oh.
Is it worth watching, Ben, would you say?
Well, it's got Josh Brolin
And it has Elizabeth
Olsen as well. Yeah.
Oh, okay. There you go. And how did you watch it?
On my TV.
Via.
I think it's on.
Netflix.
It's on Amazon, maybe.
I'm on it. No, it is. It's on Netflix because I looked at the thingy of Josh Brolin with the long hair and stuff.
Okay, I might check it out. I'll consult my watch list on Netflix and see if there's anything else that might jump out.
You know the in Daredevil season 1, where's that one take fight scene in the hallway? That's
And
like
the
a
staircase.
homage. Yeah, that's like the staircase to season 2. That's a homage to Old Boy.
Oh, that's where
Like
that
the
scene is
original.
from. Okay,
Yeah,
right.
where he's in the corridor going from left to right with a hammer.
Right.
Okay. Well, we might watch that then.
Looks like Black Widow comes out on the 7th of July. Or
Yeah, that's gonna be a few
It's
episodes away.
a few weeks away.
Sometime soon. Yeah.
There is the Conjuring.
No
No.
chance.
No way. Banana
Those
bread.
guys, those guys in The Conjuring are actually like really good together. They have like perfect chemistry. If you want to pick
Oh, and
actors,
Vera Farmiga
Yeah, I was
and
gonna say Vera Farmiga.
what's her face? What's his name? Patrick Wilson.
Yes, Patrick
Actually,
Wilson,
yes, that's his name. Well done.
Yeah,
Anyway, we
they're
will
great.
let you know on Twitter what we're going to be discussing next week. So be sure to follow us at Movie Magic Show. Don't forget to follow us here on Twitch as well. We're going to be back next week. I want to thank the era of Jason Mira.
What did I do? Hey.
No, you didn't. Ba, 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 ba. I want to thank the dulcet tones of Terry Fear.
Always a pleasure, lads.
And I want to thank Mr. Movies, Ben Stapleton. I also want to thank you, Ben. But that's something we'll do later.
Thank you, Podfather.
My pleasure. We hope we had a pod blast as well in chat. Thank you again for joining us. Until next time,